That gong can only mean one thing. It is time for our 8:30 high beam. Well, it might mean something else, but today it means that. And we're joined by JoEllen Sanders of HARCATUS Tri-County Action Organization. I think I got that right. So welcome in.
Good morning.
We talk quite often, but you've got so many things on a plate. It's almost like you're one of those plate juggling people in the circus.
The circus? It feels like it some days.
I'm sure it does. But that's a good thing because every one of those plates has something to help people, and so that's why you're doing that.
It is, and that's the fun part. You know, we get to keep all these different areas up in the air, so that across the board there is probably something that we can provide that can help our low-income residents here in Tusk, Carroll, and Harrison counties.
Well, we were just talking about that, and by the way, that's what HARCATUS means: Harrison, Carroll, and Tusk. In case you're new to it, the Summer Crisis Program that we flipped to September, and so it's in its last month, right?
It is. I can't believe it's September number 1, but this program ends September 30th. So if individuals have, whether it's a disconnect on their electric bill, or if they're a household with a member who is over the age of 60, we can definitely help with either the electric bill or with maybe some central air repairs. We also can help provide fans and air conditioning. So, it's one of those things, like we always say, are income eligible, but call us. Let's talk about it. If you're having that problem, let's see what we can do to get you qualified. It's just some quick documents that we do need, but we have to have your application started by September 30th. If it is not started on September 30th, we can't finish it out. The program has to be finished by October 15th, though. So we are starting to see those deadlines roll up that we just want to keep reminding people about. If they've not called in and made those appointments, we need to do that now.
We sure do. On the horizon, however, is HEAP. That's the, go ahead and you talk about that.
Yep. HEAP is that home energy assistance program that as the seasons start to turn, we do get to start talking about these cooler mornings and these cold nights. And in Ohio, we know how cold it can get. So HEAP is that one-time assistance that will apply directly to their gas bills, whether that's propane, whether that's Dominion or something local. It can also help with wood and wood pellets. It can help with a lot of things. And so the way this works is you can be filling out that HEAP application now, but that credit will not be seen until probably closer to January. I can tell you that the state actually has released 2 additional credits this year. So actually, if you apply for HEAP, there's a potential that you'll be receiving 3 HEAP credits on your bill this year. It's part of what they're using the COVID funds for. So across the board, we are seeing clients already start to see those credits hit their accounts. So some people are actually able to go and fill those propane tanks now so that they'll be able to be eligible for our winter crisis program then as well, once it really gets cold and we get into those months that we don't want to talk about.
Yeah. They're not too far away, that's for sure.
No, it's not.
But you can start the process, but not expecting the money right away.
Exactly. And let me give that phone number. So to start either one of those programs, you're going to call the 855-806-9650 and schedule an appointment. Then they can sit down and do those applications with you.
Yeah, and the people are there to do that. You don't have to be a genius and know what all those lines are for.
No, we will help fill out those applications, help walk you through exactly which documents you need to bring in. And my staff, this is what we do. We also will look at all the variety of plates, as we said, those programs that are up in the air, and see what else we might be able to qualify you for that can help and make a long-term impact on the family.
Yeah, in a good way. So what is the Community Nest? It seems like that's going strong and people can, again, dip into that.
It is. So another program we have here in Tuscarawas County is the Community Nest, where we actually can provide laundry soap, dish soap, bathroom products, just an assortment of household items that are, let's be honest, the cost is going up.
Oh, yeah.
That are vital. And so, it's one of those mobile or monthly kits that you can pick up at our office. You do have to fill out an application. We do have to have all the income information, but you can actually pick that up at our Tuscarawas County office. process. They're able to work with you and get you qualified for that. And it's available for you once a month to help with those situations when grocery budgets are just not stretching as far as they used to. In Carroll County, we actually have a clothing closet for individuals that, just, hey, we need to come in and find a couple new outfits, or, kids going back to school. We always run into that, or as winter's coming around, we've got some winter coats in there and boots and pants and things like that. And then in Harrison County, we've been doing a food pantry there for years, where we actually are providing boxes full of food and people are able to pick up curbside. So it's amazing to me. We call these our emergency-based programs that are able to fill in and meet those needs as individuals have them.
It's a lifesaver. I mean, it really is. You talk about that in every county. What about people who are in need to keep their water service on? I was talking to you about Jackson, Mississippi, but beyond that, you can't live without water.
Yep. One of the programs that we've seen over the last year is what we're calling our low-income household water assistance program. It's a mouthful, but really it is water assistance. It can help pay if you've got an arrearage or a past due bill for your water or your sewer system. We can help cover that bill up to almost $1,500 for both.
Good.
So, especially in some of our small communities that are running off of city water systems and things like that. Number one, that really helps the residents. It helps catch up the city bill. And so it's simple. Again, application to fill out, but then that payment is made directly to cover that bill. And you can apply for that once a year.
You can't live without water or food. And tell me about senior nutrition, because that kind of feeds in, because a lot of people can't get out to get food.
Yeah. So we are blessed that we have a senior nutrition kitchen that serves Tuscarawas and Harrison counties, where we actually provide meals directly to seniors 4 days a week. And so we actually have some openings available. The kitchen is actually taking names and applications and working through that process. In that case, yes, income is part of it, but really age is our main key to that. So if you're interested or know someone who needs that meal delivered right there, that number is 740-922-6880, and they will start going through that process, seeing where they can fit you in on a route. I will say the other side of that is they are also hiring drivers. As we're adding routes, they are needing some additional people to drive. It's 16, maybe 20 hours a week. Usually it's mornings. It's pretty quick and easy in and out. And, it's one of those things that it's wonderful. You get to actually deliver these directly to the door and work for the cause.
And if you're worried about dangerous driving conditions, they will call that off if it's really too bad.
Yes, we do. We actually have, what we consider shelf-stable meals and things like that we try to prepare for storms and weather and make it work for everybody.
All right. It's one of your favorite subjects. Is it too late to sign up for Head Start?
It is not too late to sign up for Head Start. I love talking about Head Start. Our Head Start classrooms actually started back this week. So we are starting to see those classrooms fill up. Obviously it's a challenge. We're seeing those COVID numbers come up again. So that's always interesting with classrooms and sizes. Yeah. But we are still accepting students both in our Head Start and our early Head Start program. And, it's an amazing organization that these people just really, it's amazing to watch those classrooms and watch these kids develop.
It is. Can you explain briefly, people might wonder, why do I have to go through this long application process? There's not a pile of money laying in your office somewhere. Well, I don't think. But you have to use that in order to draw from government entities, et cetera, to get that money. Is that right?
I do. So, everything that HARCATUS does is grant-based, whether that's state or a federal or even a local grant. That requires us to have that documentation and that proof of where the money's going. It comes in through the grant and goes back out. So we have to meet their guidelines in order for us to be able to accept that money and to be able to spend that money. So, I know sometimes these applications are really tedious and sometimes we all bang our heads, but ultimately, in order for us to achieve those grants and meet our goals to keep continuing to get those funds, we have to do the paperwork that is required by those grants. It's a double-edged sword sometimes, but it is one of those programs where sometimes we get stuck waiting to launch programs till we know more details about it. Yeah. But ultimately, by being able to utilize these state and federal grants, the services that we're able to provide to our 3 counties is just, it's something that we could never do without them.
Yeah, it's incredible. Now, we have a lot of phone numbers, and those get mixed up, but you do have a web page that somebody can go to, and that will usually guide you pretty close, right? Definitely.
So the website is www.harcatus.org. So that is HARCATUS.org. There's a button at the top that says Our Services, and there's a drop down of almost all of our programs. If you're not able to get on the website, we do have one centralized office's phone number that you can call, and that is 740-922-0933. And, there's a recording. You can listen to the different programs to get the numbers, or we do have a receptionist that mans that desk that can direct you in the right way.
That's a win-win.
It is.
Right there. And so maybe someone could even talk to you sometime.
They could. They can call and talk to me anytime.
Well, she is JoEllen Sanders from HARCATUS Tri-County Action Organization. Thank you. We'll have you back again in a week or 2 or 3 or 4 and talk about other things that are evolving as we move on the calendar to the next page and the one after that, okay?
Sounds great.
Thank you, JoEllen. Always good to have her in and get information. Again, go to the HARCATUS webpage or call the number if you need information. And that wraps up today's 8:30 High Beam on the BT Morning Show.